All right.
You know what else is great?
What?
The team of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Team of the week time.
Yeah, it is. We're going to talk about great players.
Great players.
Yeah.
We talked about great teams. Now great players. So we're going to go around the diamond from every single position, and I'm going to give you the best player at each position from the week that was, and it'll end with my player of the week. So this is team of the week, and then it'll be a player of the week.
All right, well, let's start behind the plate. Your catcher, Mr. Will Smith.
Man, how good has Will Smith been to start the year? The guy out there in Los Angeles, and, you know, he's batting 300, 3 homers, 7 RBI, and I'll say this again, everybody kind of just writes him off when the conversation of best catcher in baseball comes about. And I don't know if it's because he has the name of Will Smith, which, you know, like Adley Rutschman.
Yeah.
That sticks out. JT Realmuto. That sticks out.
I mean, Will Smith sticks out just for different reasons.
Different reason.
Different reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you go Google Will Smith.
Yeah.
Who's going to show up?
The actor.
Yeah.
And the slap.
And who was it? Chris Rock?
The slap. Yeah.
Probably Chris Rock.
Yeah, definitely the slap.
and the slap. But yeah, so I think he's underrated, undervalued, continues to be another great week. 300, 3 homers, and 7 RBIs in the last 7 days. One point I want to make before we get too far into this.
Yep.
This is the last 7 days. So
Okay.
Sunday through Saturday is when this goes.
Got it.
Sunday through Saturday. So the Sunday game that we're coming off of does not count for this team.
Oh, so last Sunday to this Saturday.
Sunday to this Saturday.
Got it. I did not compute that. Okay, got it.
So there
Cool.
you have it. So that's my catcher.
All right, let's run down to first base. Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso is the first baseman, and are there first basemen that have hit better than him average wise this year? Certainly. However, Pete Alonso, the majority of his hits this year have been home runs. He hit 4 home runs on the week with 8 RBI. That's how dominant he was. Batting average wise, not great. Every hit he had, every hit but one, I believe that he had on the entire week was a home run. I love home runs. I love power. That's what Pete Alonso had this week. And there are other names. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a name that I very much so could have put on this list here. But with what Pete Alonso was doing power-wise when the Mets offense needed it the most, Pete Alonso is my first baseman.
All right, let's move along. Who you got at second base?
Gleyber Torres of the New York Yankees, 529 on the week. 1 homer, 4 RBI, 4 stolen bases. Pretty good week. Pretty good week, I would say, for Gleyber Torres. He's off to a great start with this Yankees squad that, you know, I said this a lot about the Yankees. Their offense is essentially the same as it was last year. You didn't add that huge piece. You got Aaron Judge back. But it's essentially the same. Not if Gleyber Torres is doing this. He's my second baseman on team of the week.
Got a lot of high averages on this team of the week. So let's head over to third base, Brian Anderson.
What Brian Anderson is doing for the Milwaukee Brewers cannot be understated. 417, 3 home runs, 10 RBI. Man, this is a name, comes over, not a huge pickup, right, for the Brewers. But he's come over and been an essential key to this offense. Brian Anderson, raking, dominating. He's my third baseman on team of the week.
All right, shortstop, Wander Franco.
Oh, yeah. Wander Franco is my shortstop on the team of the week. The switch hitting middle infielder. This is the prospect everybody knew and expected to come up and be the best prospect in the game. That's what we got. And he's still just 22 years old.
It's crazy.
He's 22 years old. The guy made his debut when he was like 20. So now we're seeing him essentially take off and be a key piece for this Rays offense that needs kind of that like stud star guy. And Wander Franco appears to be taking the reins there and becoming that guy.
All right, we're moving to the outfield, and these are just your 3 best outfielders.
Yes.
Correct.
3 outfielders.
Just 3 best outfielders.
Regardless of their position that they play. I don't care left field, center field, right field for this. Just 3 outfielders.
All right, give me your first one.
First one, Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds has been the best player in baseball this season. That's how dominant he has been. It looks like we have Luis Roberts. We'll go with Luis. Oh, they brought up Brian Reynolds.
There you go.
Brian Reynolds, 424 on the year with 5 home runs, 14 RBI, and 2 stolen bases. He's having the best year so far in the game of baseball, and he is number 1. He's my number 1 outfielder. Spoiler alert, just spoiled this one. My next outfielder, Luis Robert Jr. When Luis Robert Jr. came up, one, he wasn't known as a Luis Robert Jr. It was just Luis Robert.
Yeah.
Adding the junior has meant wonders for his baseball career. This guy, I said from the time he came up, I think he's going to win an MVP award at some point in his career. And he'd never really, due to injuries and inconsistency, was never that guy. I get we're just a few games into the year, but what he has done so far, 444, 4 home runs, and 10 RBIs. That is domination. Luis Robert is my second outfielder on Team of the Week.
And your final outfielder, the one and only
Mike Trout.
Yep.
Mike Trout, first off, the first 2 games he played at home this year, he tried to put a hole in the windshield of the truck they have out there in deep left center field. Mike Trout has been on fire to start the year. 346, 3 home runs, and 8 RBI in the last 7 days. Pretty good, pretty dominant. Mike Trout, Team of the Week. I have a feeling he'll be here a lot this year.
Oh, yeah.
Please, the world needs a full, healthy season of Mike Trout. 150-plus games. Give us that. Please, for the love of God, that would be great. And another great week.
And postseason.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would be.
The world deserves to see Mike Trout play in the postseason.
All right, so that does it for my outfield. Luis Robert, Mike Trout, and Brian Reynolds are my 3 outfielders.
All right, now we're moving to your designated hitter. Who you got?
Blast from the past, Evan Longoria.
Yeah.
The guy still rakes. 714 batting average on the week with 2 home runs and 2 RBI. 714.
What?
Evan Longoria is in this lineup full of very young players that, to be honest with you, you can't count on over the course of an entire season to produce consistently, right? They're all young 20s. You're going to have your ups and downs with these guys. Having a veteran in the middle of that lineup, a multi-World Series champion, a guy that everybody has just kind of assumed, well, his career's coming to an end. He's not the Evan Longoria he was with the Giants in his prime. I'm not saying he's going to do this all season long, but there's a good chance Evan Longoria hits over 700 over the course of the entire season. So.
Could you imagine?
714, 2 homers on the week. Longoria doing great.
All right. Let's head to the mound. Starting pitcher. Who is your player of the week? Jeffrey
Springs. Now, Jeffrey Springs' first start of the year came, I believe it was last Sunday. So he's had 2 starts. 2-0, a 0 ERA, 19 strikeouts in just 12 innings pitched, a 0.54 whip. Domination. That's how good he has been. 13 innings, 19 strikeouts, and 0 runs for Jeffrey Springs. There's no doubt about it. The best week for a pitcher so far, Jeffrey Springs. He's my starting pitcher.
All right, moving to the bullpen. Who you got coming out?
Josh Hader, 3 saves on the week with 6 strikeouts and not a single earned run given up. 3 saves, 6 strikeouts.
Whew.
That's pretty dominant. Look, let's be honest. Before Josh Hader had that weird little stretch last year where he was not very good, Josh Hader was the best closer in the game of baseball. He went through that stretch. Edwin Diaz came along and took that title away from him, right? But now it's just like everybody. Josh Hader's still, well, now with Edwin Diaz out, certainly he's the best closer in the game right now. And let's just remember how good he was before that weird stretch went down last year. And this year, to start off, he's been dominant. 3 saves on the week and 6 strikeouts. He's my closer this week. Oh, closer's the last one.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
That rounds out the entire team of the week. So this will be exciting to see how everyone hates on this on social media when it comes out. But hey, fire at me. I got ammo for you. All right. That leaves just the Flippin Bats player of the week. And that is none other than Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds, here's what I'll say.
Okay.
Pay the man. Pay the man. It is something that Pirates organizations and Pirates fans are not used to happening because, well, the Pirates just haven't done things right for a long, long time there. But the time is now. Take your money and give it to Brian Reynolds. Simple. 14 RBIs, 424 average, 5 home runs, and 2 stolen bases. Brian Reynolds has been the best player in the game of baseball to start the year. He's on pace for 100 home runs. Will he get there? Probably not, but maybe. It'd be fun to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Reynolds is for sure the player of the week, and my message here is to Bucko Nation, specifically the ownership. Pay the man.
Yeah.
Pay him his money. Do the right thing for the first time in a long time. Pay the guy while you have him and he's in his prime, please. And he's the Flippin Bats player of the week, so now he's going to demand even more money for that.
Ooh, yeah. It's a high honor.
It is a high honor.